We're there. All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us this evening. We are excited to host an orientation with our partners at Tidewater Community College in conjunction with our partnership to offer an associate's degree in business administration. And so we have lots of folks here from TCC that are going to share valuable information with you tonight. And I think that it's really important to understand that this information is applicable anytime that you're taking a class at TCC on their campus with their professors, working in their classrooms, working with their systems. And we do that in the summer. And we also do that with a set of classes during the school year that you may have the opportunity to take in the future. I also will monitor the chat throughout the presentation to be able to answer questions. So I want to start by introducing the folks that are here from TCC and Kempsville, and then I'm going to turn the presentation over to our folks from TCC. So with us is Dean Nancy Prather-Johnson of the Business School.
Hello, everyone. I'm Dean Nancy Prather-Johnson. I'm at the Dean of Business, Computer Science and IT. Here with TCC. So welcome, everyone. Happy to see you all.
We also have folks, one of our folks who work with our registration, Dr. Vicki Whidbey. Vicki, are you here?
Yes, good evening. I'm Vicki Whidbey. I'm the dual enrollment manager for the Virginia Beach campus and work directly with you all for enrollment.
And in our counseling office, Michelle Barnes.
Good evening. I'm Michelle Barnes, the Advising and Student Success Coordinator at the Virginia Beach campus, and I will work with you closely when it comes to graduation.
And we have three of our professors here who work really closely with our on-campus students. Our economics professor, Marilyn Castro.
Hi, everybody. Yes, I'm Marilyn Castro. I'm going to be teaching you guys microeconomics and macroeconomics. Welcome.
Our accounting professor, Cindy Bird.
Hello, everybody. I'm Cindy Bird. I will be teaching Principles of Accounting 1 and 2 this fall and spring.
And our biology professor, Lori Lawson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lori Lawson. I'll be teaching Biology 101 and 102.
And also we have our EBA school counselor, Miss Thompson, who's here with us. Not sure.
Hi, everybody. I'm here. Sorry.
That's okay.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay, so I am going to turn it over to Dr. Whidbey, and we will go through our orientation. Again, I'll monitor the chat. If you guys have questions, feel free to message them. Okay.
Well, all right. Good evening, everyone. We are so excited and delighted that you have chosen TCC and have chosen to be part of the dual enrollment program. And I hope that you're excited about the track that you're going to be following once you get started. And you will be delighted once you graduate, march across the stage with an associate's degree in business administration. So I know you're excited. We're excited for you, and we're excited to get you started on the path and on your journey. First of all, who's going? Megan, are you going to do this for us? Change slides? Okay. What is dual enrollment? Dual enrollment gives you the jump start on college credits. So you can begin your college credits now. And I believe you all begin in the 9th grade for your track that you're following for your business pathway. So you're getting a jump start right now, starting in the 9th grade. You have set yourself aside and apart from other students. You have distinguished yourself, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to know what you want to do and have a plan for your future and future goals. So dual enrollment gives you the opportunity to do just that. Get started on your college career while you're in high school. You can move to the next slide. The dual enrollment overview. As I said before, you can get a jump start on your college credits. So you're earning college credits while you're in high school. You're also earning credits towards your diploma. for high school. So at the same time, you're doing these things simultaneously. So you're gaining credits in both areas, and that's a good thing as well. So you're killing, what do we say? 2 birds at 1 stone. You're doing that. And that's a great thing. Grades are rewarded according to the policies of the college. So please don't go into these classes expecting the teachers to do the same thing that your high school teachers are doing. It's going to be totally different. The atmosphere is going to be different. They're not going to chase you for assignments. They're not going to hound you. They're not going to keep saying, test this tomorrow, test this tomorrow, test this tomorrow. You're going to have to be responsible. So this is where you can show your mom, your dad, and yourself, prove to yourself that you can be responsible and be just like a student who's on college level. So let's look at credits earned, the credits that you earned, and Ms. Barnes is going to talk about this later, about credits that you earned that can be transferred to 4-year colleges or other colleges in the state of Virginia, and she's going to talk about that as well. TCC courses are not designated, the TCC courses that are not designated as TCC course, as dual enrollment courses, you will have to take those as what we call special provisions, and that will have to be paid full tuition. If those courses are not listed, Ms. Thompson and Ms. Timlin has given you the list for you to follow. If you decide that you want to venture off and take some courses, maybe in the summer on your own, or do something on your own thing, take a course here or there just to try something out. If it's not on the contract or if it's not listed for you, then you will have to pay full tuition for that course, and you'll be categorized as a special provision student. Okay, you can move to the next slide. What happened?
Oh, maybe you're going backwards.
Next slide. Okay.
Sorry, I don't know how we got to the end. I think I hit end. My bad. Sorry.
Just to be over already, we just got started. Things to remember. For on-campus classes, as I said before, you're going to have to follow TCC rules and policies, our attendance policy for classes. Sometimes we have some discrepancies about how often you attended. Sometimes we have some discrepancies, but we want you to follow the attendance policy that's going to be put forth in your syllabus by your teacher. Follow that, because the teacher is certainly going to follow it. And you have to be careful, because there are a certain amount of days, according to your credit hours, that you can miss in class. And if you go over those amount of days, the teacher can certainly drop you from class. So be very careful with that. Student integrity, no plagiarism. We're trusting you to get things done properly. Okay, your teacher will let you know what the consequences are to that if you shall be found guilty of that. And no one on this line is going to be found guilty of that. I just know it. You're responsible for fees, for your textbooks. You're responsible for those, and you can do that through Barnes & Noble, and we'll talk about that a little closer later. FERPA, we want you to remember some things about FERPA. Okay, first of all, if parents call in or if they try to talk to us and ask us any questions, we have set up on, and I believe each of you up here has already completed the dualenroll.com account. And on that account, you had to create actually a password. And that password is what we're looking for when your parents call in and ask us any questions regarding you. That lets us know that they have permission to receive grades or any other personal information that you may have. Okay, so whoever has that password, we know to release that information. The requirements for remaining in the dual enrollment program, please make the grades that you need to make. Please attend, like we said before. Please, I shouldn't have to say this, it sounds elementary, but please be on your best behavior in class. We don't want to have to kick you out of TCC. So follow the requirements to remain in the dual enrollment program. Communicate with your instructor. That's going to be key. You don't want any miscommunications. You don't want to say that you made this grade, you saw this on Canvas. But if you need some extra help, or if you need to understand something, if you're going to miss class, if you've been out sick, please communicate that with your instructor. That's going to be key. That communication is going to be key to your success in class. Also, the dual enrollment hold. This is something I need for parents to remember and students to remember, because I've had some just today to ask me about that. You're trying to enroll in your own classes. We can't permit that. As a high school student, you're still in high school, so there is a hold on your account. So you're not going to be able to self-enroll. You're not going to be able to enroll in class yourself. You always have to go through the proper protocol to enroll in class. First, we need for you to talk to the enrollment counselor, dual enrollment counselor at your school, which is Ms. Victoria Thompson for the program. Okay, and then she goes through me, and then we go through the proper steps to get you in class. But you've already taken the first step by setting up your dual enrollment account and letting us know the classes that you're interested in. Next slide.
We did have a question, Vicki,
Okay.
about, Cindy answered it. So just the amount of days you're allowed to be absent, and Cindy said, or Professor Bird said, I believe it's 15% of scheduled instruction time. So guys, that's different than high school. And professors are very strict. They expect you to be in class, and we've put that in our information that for attendance that you need to be there. And then there was another question, are we expected to bring a Chromebook or some sort of device to work on? And the answer is yes, you should be bringing your school Chromebook with you. And you're allowed to keep your Chromebook over the summer for this. So, and yes, so some of the classes are in computer labs. But our agreement with TCC is that we make sure you have a computer to use with their classes. So good questions. Thank you guys. And thanks.
Thank you. Okay, things to remember, page 2. TCC resources are available to you. You can use the Student Center, the tutoring lab, the math lab, all the resources are available to you. Writing Center library, computer labs are open and available to you. Educational accessibility. Let me stop right there. If you have an IEP, you want to identify yourself and make sure that you go to our accessibility, educational accessibility office, or we have a page online where you can just complete a form and they will contact you and you let them know what the situation is, and we will make sure you receive the accommodations that you need for the classes to make sure you're successful while you're at TCC, because we want everyone to be successful. We want you to pass, and we want you to reach every goal that you have while you're in this program. Okay, in order to take advantage of our programs at TCC, you will have to secure your TCC student ID card. So that's done in the Student Center. You will go in there and you will get your TCC ID card to make sure you're able to be able to access different things in these buildings. Next slide. Okay, we're going to introduce at this time Dean Nancy Prather Johnson. You've already met her. She said hello, but she's going to talk to you, and then the deans are going to come to you in their own way. Thank you so much.
I think Nancy, well, Dean Prather Johnson, I believe she stepped out and left the meeting. So I was going to go over the Canvas and the course policies in general.
Okay, that works.
Okay.
Do you want me to, yeah, you should, I'll stop the share.
Sure, I'll just kind of share screen. I'll give you guys an idea of what to expect when you, hold on, where's my course? Okay, basically, when you arrive on the, hold on, I'm frozen. When you log on to your Canvas in general, it would look something like this. I'm going to pull up my spring accounting class just so you guys get an idea. Every professor will set their course up differently the way they want, but it should have some of the main components, which I'll point out to you guys so that you'll be aware of what resources are available to you. Okay. For example, mine, I have an announcements page. This is my home landing page. You should be able to see the professor's email address, their office hours. I had some Zoom office hours. Of course, my students that are face-to-face, they usually just ask me questions right after class, and that's, that works great as well. If they were to attend Zoom office hours at different times, they can just drop in during the scheduled times. There is a weekly course schedule, which I will go over with you. Let me go ahead and go over some of the modules that you'll see. And I believe, do you guys use Canvas or Blackboard? Hopefully it's Canvas.
We are now Canvas.
Okay,
So yes,
good.
yay.
All right. So, so maybe you guys kind of look like the same as mine. Let me move our faces over here. So you could see this was spring again. So this was my past spring Principles of Accounting 2. Oh, actually, let me switch to student view. So it'd be exactly the way you guys would see it. Okay. So you would see in general, TCC information, Canvas orientation, information on purchasing textbooks, but I can go over that at the very end again. Here's, usually you'll have something like meet the professor. So you kind of just get a feel for the professor. And then you should get to, just so you know where we are. And then I'm scrolling to here. So you should, within every Canvas, you should be able to easily find the syllabus and course policies. Okay, no matter how the professor sets it up, these are some of the main, I guess, setups for TCC. Here you can see I have an abbreviated syllabus, and then you could also see here's a printed hard copy syllabus. If you want, I will briefly flip through it just so that you'll get an idea in general. Now, this would be my course, but not necessarily how every professor and every course would be set up. This is just an example of my syllabus for Principles of Accounting 2. Okay, so this was the spring class that I just held with my students, which met Monday, Wednesday, 7:40 to 8:50 a.m. You can see all of that. Okay, table of contents, course description. It'll talk about the prereq. It talks about the textbook information, which again, we'll go over that with you. But if you're not sure which book, it should be listed in your syllabus as well. So there should be an area on the printed syllabus where to find it. The learning outcome should be exactly based on the course that you signed up for. Okay. And then there should be an area where you'll see a description of the assignments or assessments. Okay. So with that, you can see basically what to expect with the class. For mine, again, every class will be different. I have a learning activity, a homework, a quiz, a few quizzes, and I have some exams. So I can talk about what to expect with all of those. Okay. Every syllabus should have a course schedule. And usually it's planned out for the entire semester. So you can see where you are, with this, it would be a 15-week semester. Okay. You can see the holidays, deadline to drop with refund. Everything is scheduled out. So it should be very transparent, and you should know where you stand. And, if you want to work ahead and plan ahead for times when you'll be busy, you have that option to look ahead and see what's going on. Okay. So you could see in general, that would be every syllabus should have a course schedule. Another big thing is it should have the grade policy. So you should be able to understand how your final grade will be calculated in the weights. Okay. Communication, you should have the professor's email. It will have the attendance policy again. And that's where somebody pulled up the question. I was able to quickly find it. It's 15% of scheduled instruction time. Okay. And actually professors have the option to develop a more stringent policy as well. Okay. For example, I also have online asynchronous students, and so I have like an online attendance policy, but this wouldn't apply to our face-to-face dual enrollment students. Every syllabus should indicate the late work policy. Okay, so make sure you zone in on that and figure out what the policy is. For mine is nothing after 2 weeks, and points taken off for being late. And then there should be expectations of classroom behavior. Basically, we follow the TCC Code of Student Rights and Responsibilities. Everyone's expected to be respectful. Okay. Electronic devices, there should be basically a policy on how electronic devices, cell phones, for mine, definitely cell phones put away during exams. Oh, TCC alerts. I'm not sure if this has been gone over with anybody. I guess it doesn't hurt to reiterate it. If you are new to TCC and you have not signed up for TCC alerts, let me quickly show you where you can do that. Okay, so if you're at tcc.edu, okay, you can just scroll all the way down and you can sign up for TCC alerts right here. So add that to your to-do list if you haven't already done that. And it'll just give you quick text messages if there's an issue as well. Maybe water closed to the building or no power. The other day there was no power in the Suffolk campus, something like that. So sign up for TCC alerts and you'll get an alert. Okay, let's go back to my syllabus. In the event of an emergency, I tell my students to check the Canvas and I'll post an announcement. So that's basically, you should keep your communication lines open. Okay. I'll go over the withdrawal policy. There is a policy where you can withdraw from a course without academic penalty. And there is also a policy where you can drop for tuition refund. So January 25th is drop for tuition refund. March 20, well, okay, these were for spring dates. But in general, you get an idea. There are certain dates drop for a W. Of course, you do realize if you're contemplating doing that, you do want to talk to your advisor or your counselor, because it will affect your course schedule, because prerequisite courses are building upon each other. Okay. I believe we talked about so academic integrity, basically all of the rules for the TCC honor policy are in place on plagiarism, academic misconduct. Again, let me reiterate that if you feel like you qualify for accommodations, then I ask that my students just get me their paperwork from the Educational Accessibilities Office, and I'll be happy to accommodate them. Okay. And we do that for students who, maybe need double time on exams, things like that. Okay. Let's see. 9, emergency. And then, okay, we talked about resources. I know resources were mentioned. If you're not sure where to go, you should be able to pull up any syllabus, and it should also be on the Canvas. But if you pull up any syllabus, you'll see there'll be a website to all of these resources that we've been talking about that are actually available to you. Okay, so that's quickly my syllabus. Let me go back to the Canvas. Where was I? Okay, so that's that. Really briefly, let's see. Another thing that the Canvas should have would be, again, the course schedule. Okay, I do have a course schedule here, and with mine, I have it with hyperlinks for my students so that they could figure out, if something's due, this is what we're covering in class, and here's a hyperlink to take that assessment. Okay. Back. class notes. This is just one thing I do. And the reason why I do it is because we teach accounting and econ in a double classroom. And it's kind of, I'm on one desk and then there's students on another side. I have a hard time sometimes writing on the board for students to see on the other side. And so rather than going back and forth and writing on two whiteboards, I kind of got into the habit of taking notes on Excel on the overhead so that they could see it even in the back and all the TVs. And then what I end up doing is, as we work problems in class together, I usually kind of write them down on a file so that everyone can see, and then I just kind of post it. Okay, and the students kind of like that. So that's just my idea. Here you could see, you should be able to find learning content within the Canvas as well. Okay, so with mine, for example, I've got the learning objectives for one chapter. I've got some videos I created, and then notes and handouts, things like that. So you should see that for pretty much at least some type of guidance for every chapter. And hopefully every Canvas is clear as far as what is on each exam. I kind of try to make it so that they can see it's 14, 15, 16, 17, exam 1 information, 18, 19, 20. If you, of course, I would look at the syllabus, and if it's not clear to you, definitely make sure you understand that and ask questions. There is the section on grades. I'm on student view, so this should have no grades showing here. And then this, you could just see, so if you were a student, you can kind of see some of your assignments. Of course, I didn't take any of my assignments, so then you don't see anything here. But then what's also nice is you can see on this side over here is you can see the grades by weight. And really, at any point in time, you should get a feel for where you stand in the class. Okay, assuming that the grade book is has the weight properly assigned to it. You should get a feel for where you stand in the class. The only exception being if you have missing work, then the dash will be turned into a 0, and then it affects the denominator. Okay, so but basically you should be able to see where you stand, okay, in your class. If you use a McGraw-Hill book and they use Connect, there'll be a link here. If for some reason you need to pivot during your class to a Zoom, there should be a Zoom link here within your Canvas. I have no meeting scheduled, of course, for the class, but then there would be scheduled class meetings and you'd be able to find them right there. Announcements, you'd be able to find that as well. Okay. And that's probably it. Does anybody have any questions or anything else you'd like me to go over? Did you want me to go over the textbook information?
I don't know if that is part of the presentation later, but so textbooks, we do not provide summer textbooks for those courses. So, if that, so Vicki, is it okay for Professor Bird to go over that now?
Or if you were going to go over it, then I'll stop sharing screen. It's up to you.
No, we weren't going to go over textbooks in this orientation.
Okay.
So
if you don't mind.
Can we show them?
Sure.
So
Okay.
like Business 100 is a class they will take this summer. So we do provide the textbooks for the accounting, the economics, and the biology. So you guys would never have to buy those. EBA takes care of those, but the summer classes, you do have to get your own books. So Professor Bird's going to show that.
You want to go to tcc.edu and you can go to students right here. Okay. And let's kind of scroll for the bookstore. I can see the bookstore right here. So far tcc.edu. See, we switched over to students. Scroll down to the bookstore. Okay. And I believe, you can click right here. And find, okay, you see how this popped up, find course materials. So you're going to go to find course materials. And then you would select your textbooks. So let's just, for example, if you guys want to, create an account to check. Oh, so, okay, I see. And this is probably good I'm doing this because you guys are going to do the same thing and say it doesn't work. I think we need to go here. Okay, so we need to pick, let's just pick Virginia Beach campus. Okay, so don't forget that part. Good thing this is recorded. Okay, let's see if your summer books are there in case you guys want to call out some, feel free to. What are they taking this summer? Business?
Yeah, so maybe just look business 100.
Okay. I'm not, here, you, right? You guys are the you sections.
We
So
are.
that would be you guys, that would be that. Any other ones you want me to pull up? Anybody?
You could SDV 100.
SDV, okay. Let's see what we've got. Here's a U.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, just look at those.
Okay, just these. Okay, and then we'll retrieve these. And let's see what we said. So it gives you an idea of what books required. But so that's the SD. Here's the Bus 100 book. There's the SDV. Okay, so then you can go ahead and you can purchase it online, and then you could probably just pick them up, or they can get shipped to you. Okay, depending on the bookstore hours. I'm not sure how they're operating. Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Sure. Okay. Would you like me to go over anything else? Okay.
Just a quick note, when you're going to choose the textbook, make sure that you go to the correct section that you're enrolled. Because I noticed that you have 3 on those menu.
Okay, now we're in the hands of Miss Michelle Barnes, who's going to further talk to you about transferring credits and also take you through a virtual tour of our campus. And then we'll be out of your hair for tonight.
Good evening, everyone. What you have on your screen right now is the actual college curriculum that is aligned with your EBA curriculum at the high school. So this is what the college students are taking, which also aligns with your coursework that you're going to mix with your high school curriculum, as well as the college classes you're taking here on TCC campus. So when you finish the whole curriculum, you will be awarded a business administration degree that is an associates of science degree that is designed to transfer. So those general education requirements in this program will transfer, as well as if you're planning to pursue a career in accounting or any business in the School of Business, this coursework will transfer into that 4-year college with all your gen ed pretty much complete. Now, the gen ed will be looked upon, since you're doing dual enrollment, they will look at all your general education and lower division courses and apply them to your curriculum. So next slide, please. As you're transferring, you're going to make sure that you request for a number of things. In order to graduate from with the associate's degree, we need you to do some things early. So one thing is, as you complete a AP course and you take that exam, you want to request for a copy of that AP exam score to be sent to Tidewater Community College from College Board. Or you can wait and do it all at once in that final semester of your coursework, which is your last semester of your senior year. So you will be able to request that an official copy of that transcript from College Board. And then you want to complete the form to give us permission as the institution to evaluate your transcript. These links, I'll ask that we add those in. The PowerPoint will be available, but you can add these links into the chat if you like, or they'll send it out to you all so you can have a copy of the link. This is very important. This is a step that's often missed. And that's our students who are, because those AP credits, you take the course, but you don't get the college credit unless you send the transcript. So that's very important. Also, when you're transferring credits from TCC, as I stated before, with Transfer Virginia, those courses that align in the Gen Ed will transfer into the four-year institution and cover your general education requirements so that you're completing, for example, your English 111 and 112, whether you do AP or whether you complete the AP exam, and or you take the dual enrollment course. Those are satisfying your freshman composition courses 1 and 2. So that will satisfy those coursework to transfer. You should work with Ms. Timberland on the process for the information for transfer and how to apply to your senior year colleges, and you should apply early. I do encourage you to apply and request a transcript from TCC as soon as you apply, as well as when you finish your curriculum and your final grades have posted at Tidewater Community College. Oops. Okay. I think you went backwards again.
I think this maybe is in here twice.
Okay, it might be. All right, if you advance, there you go.
Yeah, it's in there twice.
Okay. Your contact information for your EBA dual enrollment point of contact, of course, is Ms. Thompson, who's on the call tonight, and then Ms. Timberland is here. Their email address are there if you have questions about any of the information. And this recording is being recorded, so you will be able to refer back to it as well. And then we have our contact information for our dual enrollment manager and coordinator is Ms. Vicki Woodby, and that's Dr. Britt. And then we also have Dean Nancy Prater Johnson's information there. But your counselors and your coordinator at the high school should be your first point of contact. And then I will meet with you toward the end when you're close to graduation. So you'll see me again, probably during the year as we do some presentations and then at your final process. Next slide. My contact information is here, and now I'm going to take you on a virtual tour. I'm not sure if this video will play, but we'll allow it to play, if it will.
Yeah, I'm clicking it. It's not. So
It's not playing.
I can
Okay.
include it in the email.
Okay, so we'll include that in the email, and we'll go to the next slide. As you can see, this is the map of the campus. The campus is quite large, and many of you can get lost as we come on campus, but your bus loop, you're going to be dropped off, I believe, right at the Advanced Technology Center. And that is the ATC. That's where the students come in. And then you will be able to go around campus to get to your classes. Most of your classes will be in the ATC. Some will be in other buildings as well. So you will find your classes. If you look at the buildings, they all have a letter. And then they have a name after all the boroughs in Virginia Beach. So for example, if it says A Princess Anne building, don't go to the Princess Anne Road. You need to go to the A building, which is the building in the front with the 2 flagpoles and by the bus station. And you may laugh, but we've had students say, hey, I'm at Bayside looking for you all. And we said, well, we're in Bayside, where are you? And they say, I'm at Bayside High School. And we're like, no, you didn't come to the building. It is a building on campus that's called Bayside. That's the building where I'm located, in the Bayside building. So make sure you look at the letters. And when you're looking at your classrooms, it will have the letter in the front, and then it would have a section number, and it will be D or N. And that means that's day or night. And then it will have the section number and the building number. And remember, because you're dual enrollment. Oh, go to the next one slide. Next. Thank you. The Princess Anne building housed our security office. We had 24-hour security. So parents, don't be alarmed. The security's here all the time. So we do have 24-hour around the clock security, and the number is there. If your student wants to call for or need assistance, they can call the security number, so you can take that number down. And then Also, we have Educational Accessibility Office, which is located in our Princess Anne office. Our Educational Accessibility Office is for students that may be on an IEP or a 504 plan. That office can assist you because of you taking the college classes. You are able to receive accommodations, whether it's extended time on testing or test in a reduced distraction location, or if you need an interpreter, if you whether you need a note taker, they're there to assist you within the guidelines of the college and to help you be successful in college. Also, our college registrar's office is located. They're not open to students. However, that is where your records will be kept and housed in the college registrar's office. And they are the ones that send out your official transcripts and receive and evaluate transcripts. So it's very important that you know that that office is working on your behalf to get your transcripts evaluated, those AP scores, and getting them loaded in to your academic record. The Bayside building is the building for all our student services buildings. It's where all our student services offices are located. We have the admissions office, which is down on the first floor, and then the enrollment offices, and then advising is upstairs. And our dean of advising is also down on the first floor, and the campus dean. We have the business office. So if you have to pay for any courses that you're taking on campus, then you will go to, and there's special provisions, you will go to the business office and assist and pay for those courses there. Financial aid is office is there also, as well as our testing center. If you have to test, that's upstairs on the second floor, as well as advising and academic advising and student success, which is the office that I'm located. Our classrooms are located in the Blackwater building. That's the building behind the Bayside building. And it's a one-story building behind the Bayside building. There's math classrooms, as well as some of our hospitality courses are in that building, but some of your classes may be in that building. So that is located as the C building. So C, and that's the Blackwater. Our Kentsville department is here for the building D. That's our Kentsville building. The Center for Military Education is located there. And those students that are not in high school can take advantage of our military dependents, may be using benefits. But if you're in high school, you cannot utilize those benefits until you graduate from high school. Then also we have our Student Empowerment Center located there. The Student Empowerment Center has a lot of resources. There are resources there for students who, for example, they're sponsoring a food pantry this week, where people who need assistance with food, it is free. They come out and they get assistance with food. They have clothing for Dress for Success if you're going on an interview and you don't have the proper clothing. So you can utilize the building there for that as well. And then they have other resources that are built within the center. There's also classrooms in the Bayside, in the Kentsville building. That building is building D. It's located in, I guess, outside of my office window, but it's behind the Bayside front door. So you will find that building there. And there's various pathway courses that are located in that building. I know that we talked about tutoring, so it's very important that you know where the tutoring lab is located. It's located in the Lynn Haven building, building E. And there's various classrooms as well. And the computer club is there. As a dual enrollment student, you are eligible to become a part of any of these organizations and clubs that you have time to be a part of. And then also you can take advantage of the free tutoring that's available. So tutoring is free. You do not have to pay extra for tutoring. It is located in our Lynn Haven building. There's math lab, there's language labs. If you need assistance with writing, there's the writing lab, and then individual tutoring for different subjects like science, if you need help.
And the dual enrollment office is there, so I'm in
That's
that
right.
building.
Dual enrollment office, that's right. Vicky is no longer in Bayside building. I forgot that, Vicky. She's over in the Lynn Haven building. So you need to know that building as well. And Vicki, you're still outside of the math lab, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you
Yes.
find the math lab, you can find Miss Dr. Britt's office.
Would be.
Would be. All right, so the Pongo building is also where some of the English and humanities classes are located. And then also we have the Pongo Theater. So if you're taking maybe theater appreciation, you may be able to take a course in that theater area. But there are different humanities and language classes offered in the Pongo building. That's the building F. So it's behind Lynn Haven and behind the Bayside, but closest to the lake. Then we have the G building. The Virginia Beach building is the building that houses most of our public services and professional services building, and the deans there, as well as our funeral services program. And then we have a lot of classes. Your SDV classes will be housed in the G building. They will be between the G building and the Lynn Haven building. And again, going back to our Advanced Technology Center, which is a shared partnership with TCC, Virginia Beach Public Schools, and the City Communication Station, which is a radio station. Also, we have the classrooms for the different pathways. You have engineering and science, Dean of Engineering and Math and Sciences in that area, and trade. And then we also have the computer science and business and IT pathway in that area, along with Virginia Beach Public Schools classrooms. The science building. The science building, you will be, if you're taking a science class on campus, we have the science building, which houses all our science classes and our labs. Also, there's a planetarium in that building. Sometimes we offer planetarium shows. So if you have not been in that facility, it is a beautiful facility. We do ask that you come out and visit and see about that. And then we also offer there's a wave tank in that building to simulate the ocean floor in our oceanography classes. So that course is that wave tank is in that building. And then the discipline dean for science is in that building. All the buildings pretty much have study places. So if you want to relax and study on campus, you'll be able to study if time permits. And then you have the Jewel. We call it the Jewel, but it's the Joint Use Library. And it is a shared partnership between the City of Virginia Beach Public Libraries and TCC. The first floor has the Children's Library. It is open for the public, so you can come during the week or in the evenings or on the weekends and come into the library and utilize the library resources. There's a computer lab on the first floor. There's a computer lab on the second floor. And then also the cafe is not open right now, but there is a cafe that's available, and the circulation desk is there to help you and guide you if you're trying to find materials, or if you want to just check out a lecture room and study and collaborate with your students and your peers. You can do so and develop a peer group and study on the weekends and over the breaks if you like, if they're open, and you can utilize those resources. There's also study spaces on the second floor as well as the first floor, and then there's an open computer lab as well. With your TCC ID, you will get it's up to 150 to 250 free prints on campus. So if you have to print and turn in paperwork, most faculty are requiring you to do things electronically, but if you have to do it, they have the resources there to help you. If you're researching a paper and you have those long articles, it's a good idea to get in the habit of emailing those articles to yourself so that you don't have to print out those long articles, and you'll have that information in your email. So you can utilize that as well. And then there's instruction rooms. If you want to rent space in the library, there is space available there. Next slide. Our regional health building is house all our health profession programs. So that's house everything but nursing. So we have all our health professions in that building. respiratory therapists, these students are learning how to become professionals in the health professions, and they have classroom and lectures, and there's a simulation rooms where they can simulate the actual patient care and whatever they need to use to be trained on. They can do that there. They have the assimilation dummies to help. And then we have the Student Center. The Student Center, you have access and full access to everything I'm mentioning here. You can utilize the information desk. You can check out the game room on the second floor on your free time, not your study time, and take advantage of those activities. You can take part in any game activities they have going on. The Career Center, if you're looking for a summer job, you can come in and utilize the Career Center. They are always housing and running job fairs all the time. They help with resume writing and getting you connected to the network, and also how to search jobs. We have a TCC TCC network available where you can utilize the TCC network to search for different jobs that are within the community. And then there's a fitness center, game room, and then you can also have conference space. So if you need to, and study space, there's plenty of resources that you can utilize at TCC. And that is the K building. Any questions?
So this is Miss Timlin. I'll go ahead and share a couple of things that I saw in the chat. So your summer classes start the week of June 20th. You completed registration last week. We have been diligently going through your registration and contacting you if we found errors. You have to have a certain GPA. You can only take 2 classes at a time. So we've been notifying you guys if there are things that we need. I did send off the registration to Dr. Whidbey today. And so you will start to see as they register you, those classes populate in your TCC Canvas. So Professor Bird showed you how to access TCC Canvas, and you'll have to start to do that, students, so that you have the information that you need for classes starting June 20. You do have to purchase your own textbooks for summer classes. And I will also share with you that we will provide summer transportation. We provide a shuttle service for classes from Kempsville High School to TCC and back to those that need it. We don't pick you up in the neighborhoods. You have to be able to get to Kempsville, but we will provide that transportation. And so I will send out information to students and parents if you request that shuttle. I will only provide it if students request it, because obviously it costs us money to have people there to drive you, and I'm not going to have them there waiting if no one's going to show up for the shuttle. So that information will come from me in the next couple days. So if you need transportation, and also if you have questions about what classes you registered for this summer, hopefully you got an email once you registered, so you know which classes you registered for. But if not, reach out to Ms. Thompson or I, and we can share that with you. So any other questions?
I did put in the link. I saw a lot of questions about the student ID, but I did put the link in the chat for those students who were asking those questions.
So for the ID,
go ahead.
For the ID, once you're enrolled in classes, once Dr. Whidbey has enrolled you, then you can wait 24 to 48 hours after that. You can get your ID on campus. The ID office is open Monday through Friday. On Friday, they close at 12. So you want to get here a little early on Friday, but they are here late on Mondays and Tuesdays. And then we have an open house. The open house is this upcoming May the 21st, and you can come out and just walk around the campus. If you want to be familiar with the campus, that is a day that you can come out and meet people on campus.
Okay, and thanks for providing that link, Dr. Whidbey, because I saw that and I did pull it, and I will put it in my email that I will send out to them with this recording and some other important information with links that you guys went over tonight. So thank you so much for that. If there are no other questions, then we'll go ahead and close tonight's session. So we spent about an hour with you, which is great. Lots of information provided. And students and parents, we thank you for participating tonight with us. Please feel free to email us any other questions that you may have, and we will send out this information so that you have it. And I'll put it in our EBA students Canvas page for you students, and I will send it out in next week's update email for parents. So thank you to our presenters tonight, Professors Bird, Castro, Lawson for being here, Dean Nancy Prather-Johnson, Michelle Barnes, and Vicki Whidbey, and Ms. Thompson. Thank you guys so much for being here and making this such a successful partnership. We really appreciate you. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. Bye.